Hello crazy fam, welcome back to another video, and I just have to say, if people told me all this stuff actually made me money without actually having to really do anything, I probably would have done it sooner. Because I don't have the excuse of saying that like my parent wasn't money conscious, because I did have one parent, which was my mom, who was great with money. But it was kind of more of the approach of you should do this stuff or it will rise your credit score. It's great for credit score. And I was young and didn't give a flippin' floodle doodle whether it raised my credit score. I care a little bit more now, but that's a whole nother video. This video is focused more on people that just care about making money and not having to be like a side hustle or a second job or your main job. This is actually just ways your money that's already there can make you money, or your spending can make you money. We're actually going to start with the ones that are the easiest to do and then end with the ones that make you more money, but they're a little bit more complicated and have more factors in play. But it's still things that I do without thought, like they're in the back of my mind, like I don't per se think about them that much, yet they do make me money. And I wrote it down on here. So this year, which this year is not over yet, I made about $1,500 from doing all these methods. Now, I can't tell you how much you're gonna make because again, multiple factors in play, but you'll at least make more money than you're doing now if you're not doing these things. And I'm gonna start with one that's gonna make some of you feel like you have to click away from the video. And if you're gonna do that first, can you like hit the thumbs up button or the thumbs down button? Because like this is a free world. If you really hate this video that much, feel free to hit that thumbs down button. But hey, if you wanna support a girl and watch more of her videos and learn all the information and hear about my referrals that can make you money, then stay tuned because I post new videos every single Wednesday helping you figure out adulting. Well, I'm attempting to figure it out myself. I figure learn from my mistakes or learn from the things I do before you have to do them yourself. And so what I gotta say first is savings accounts. And I don't mean your traditional like checking account or your even traditional savings accounts, because a lot of savings accounts you make basically nothing on them. So if you do have money, whether it's $100 or $5,000 sitting in your bank account, you want to put it in the right places. And I actually have two savings accounts that I have to recommend to you. The first one is the highest interest savings account I have seen in a long time. It's not saying that there's not other options, and for this one I actually do not have a referral code for, but I do have a direct link to it. So if you want to message me on Instagram, which my Instagram is crazyfamilyfirst, and send me your email, or if you feel comfortable commenting your email, you can, and I will send you the link to be able to sign up for it. But basically it is a high interest savings account with a cute little piggy on it, and they make things super easy, and it is federally backed, so it's not one of those sketchy bank accounts. Some of them get a little bit weird and I wouldn't per se recommend them to you, but for this one it is federally backed and it's the highest interest I've seen, which is 0.70%, which is a lot considering the next one I'm going to talk to you about is 0.4. So 0.7 obviously is a lot higher, but come on, they're paying you to keep your money in their bank. There's plenty of bank accounts that literally charge you to keep your money. And this bank account will pay you to keep your money, and they'll actually pay you a pretty good amount, up to $10,000. If you're over $10,000, then I recommend keeping it in a separate account because it won't give you a good interest rate. But either way, I make about $5, $6 a month in interest a month just for keeping my money in there, because I try to keep it right underneath the cap of the amount of money you're supposed to keep in that bank account. And then my other savings account that I use, I do not have a referral code. You don't need to message me. You could just go to their bank, and that's Capital One. They seem to have pretty good interest rates on their savings accounts, not per se their checking account. And right now, currently, my bank account has 0.4% interest rate for my savings account. Sorry, not regular like checking account, but savings account. And then I also recommend to you that every so often you just check out, because some of these weird no-name like banks that you've never heard of before are the ones that have the good interest rates, like the first one I talked about, which most people have no idea what it is. Even if I send you the link, you'll be like, I've never heard of this bank, but it is federally backed, so you're safe. And that is so much gosh darn talk about savings accounts that I want to move on to the next one, which actually makes you a lot more money, but it's more factors, more stuff going on with it, like I told you, and that is credit cards. And there is a lot of controversy over the ideas of credit cards and credit cards making you money and whether it's a safe thing to do or not. And I don't know where that came from. Hold on. maybe it's all that hate in my throat. I didn't drink. Oh, seriously. Who's hating on credit cards and making me choke over here? Credit cards do have a lot of controversy because people can ruin their lives. They can go into debt. You can crash your credit score. There's so many different things, but I also think it's one of the biggest ways to make money by spending money that you were already spending, ideally. That's kind of the point. And I actually do have a whole video on first credit cards and more information on different ones, but I'm going to talk to you about the 2 credit cards that I have that make me the most amount of money. First off would be my Discover It card, and I actually do have a referral for that one, which gives you $50 statement credit and gives me $50 statement credit, which, come on, that is great. And because, come on, you want to make the money, you can give me the money too. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And the terms and conditions and all that are the link down below. And the next card I'm going to talk to you about actually is a lot higher of a referral code. But either way, let's talk about Discover first, because Discover It card was actually my first ever credit card when I didn't have as good of a credit score as I do now. But this isn't a credit score video, so let's get into why I actually like it. It's not because of $50, though $50 is great, and someone actually recently used my code, so thanks to that person. But either way, $50 is nothing compared to how much I actually make on that card. Because like I said, we got to get up to that $1,500 that I made so far this year, and I did not get that in savings accounts alone. But like I said, my savings accounts do range to about $5 each. Savings account makes about $5 a month. A little bit more than that, but we'll just average it out to $5 for each savings account. But as for my credit card, it does range very much on my spending habits. I do not put as much on my Discover It card anymore as I do my Chase card, because the Chase one's a little bit better, which I will talk to you about that. Hold on, let me get back to the Discover one, and I want to talk to you about what Discover has to offer, which is the fact that they have 1% unlimited cash back. So when I only had that card and I didn't have a second credit card, I put everything on that credit card because I know and trust my own spending habits, and I know I'm not going to put more than I would on a standard, my checking account or cash. So there are a lot of people that have the mentality like, just put gas on or just put groceries on or something if you don't trust yourself, because you don't want to spend more money than you would normally with your own money. But I don't personally get affected by that in the same ways. I just know that I pay it off every single month. I pay it off just like I would pay off each item that I had bought in the first place. I'm still a cheapskate, and even though I'm buying it with my credit card, I still buy the $5 item over the $6 item. You know what I mean? I'm still that way when it comes to money. And so with that card, I try to put everything I spent on it because I got 1% cash back. It means they paid me 1% of whatever I just spent back to myself. And for the Discover It card, it's literally cash that you can put back into your bank account or put towards your statement. So what I always did was whatever cash back I had, I redeemed it when I was paying off my bill, which I pay off ahead of time to keep my usage level down, and in general just keep track of what I'm spending, and that's great money back. And on my Discover card this year, I made about $290 so far, and I understand that I just said I don't spend that much money on that card anymore, but I made that much because of one of the best perks of that card, and that is basically the cash back matching. So anything you spend within the whole entire first year, whatever cash back you get within the first year, at the end of that, they will give it back to you again. So I made about $240 in cash back, and they gave me another $240. So that all depends on your spending, but come on. They're going to give you cash back and then match that cash back at the end of the year. So I put everything on that Discover card that first year, and that made it so I got the cash back matching. And then in addition to the fact of the 1%, they also do a 5% quarterly on certain items. Like some months it will be like Target or Walmart or Amazon or just different shops like that, and it'll be each quarter. And I try to remember what is my 5% cash back in that quarter, because then that's the one time I do use my Discover card, and it's up to $75 in cash back for that. Now the 1% cash back is unlimited, so they will give you basically as much as you will spend back to you in cash back. And then as for the 5%, it's only up to $75, but hey, $75 is $75. If I was gonna spend the money anyway, I might as well get some of it back. And then there is no annual fee for this card because, like I said, my 2 golden rules that I try to get everybody to follow: never, ever, ever pay for someone to hold on to your money, and never, ever, ever spend money if someone's not going to pay you to spend it. And those are the golden rules that I follow so that my money and my spending make me money. And the next card that I want to talk to you about is my Chase Freedom Unlimited card. I believe is the whole entire name, but my referral isn't as specific to that card. You'll have to read the terms and conditions, but it is the best referral that I have seen so far for credit cards. And that is, they will give you $200 in statement credit if you are approved. Obviously. If you're not approved, they're not giving you crap, sorry. And they will give me $100. I wish they gave me $200, but they're only giving me $100. But hey, if you sign up and want to give me $100, that'd be great. And if you want to give yourself $200, that would be great. But either way, that is $200 statement credit that I know a lot of you would want. But even that aside, obviously $200 is great. It's a great way to spend money on that card, get $200 in statement credit, but on a regular basis, not just a referral basis, because I will never ever do a video or tell anybody about something that is just a referral perk, because after that referral is gone, like, what's the benefit of it? And so with this card, it actually gives you 1.5% cash back unlimited on all your purchases, except there's like random things like cash advances and stuff like that that you never get cash back on. But I don't really recommend doing cash advances anyway on credit cards. But either way, on your regular spending, like going to the grocery store, going to the mall, all of that, you get 1.5% cash back. And if you remember, Discover is only 1%. So it's 0.5% more, which is why I put most of my spending now on my Chase card, unless it's during that quarter where Discover gives me the 0.5. And I understand this might be a lot of math, but I have a little bit more because they do a little bit more cash back than Discover does, and that is the fact that they do 5% cash back on grocery stores and 3% cash back on dining, and at random times they will have these little things you can click and get like 5% cash back on this, $10 back on this, like all these different like promotional things. You just have to go on the app and look and just like click it. And that card also does not have any annual fee, so they are not charging me to keep that card. Now, I understand that was a lot of numbers, a lot of maybe not per se making a lot of sense to everybody that is watching this. If you want more in depth about credit cards, I do have another video on it that I will link down below that talks about it more and talks about different cards. But in a more general sense, the reason why my money makes me money and my spending makes me money is because of where I put my money and how I spend my money. So where I put my money is, I only like to keep a bare minimum in my checking account, which you can also get a checking account that offers cash back. Mine does. So keep that in mind, that even for that little bit you're going to keep in your checking account, it can still make you money. But I keep around $500 because I like to have $500 almost liquid. So if an emergency happens, I can, pull that $500 out right that second, type of deal. But even if you only have $500 and you don't need access to it regularly, put it into a savings account, or everything over a certain amount that you feel like you need to have access to easily, put it in a high interest savings account. And that high interest savings account can actually add up. $5, $6, $7 a month adds up. It's those little things that end up making you money instead of making you broke. Because plenty of people pay to have their money stored or pay to have a credit card, and they pay that amount each month, and instead I'm being paid that amount. And then as for my credit cards, I refuse to spend cash or spend it on my actual bank card unless I need to. I hate it when people tell me there's like a fee for a credit card, or they tell me I can't use a credit card. I'm pretty sad because I love my cash back. I love to be able to get money for spending my money. It kind of gives me excited. Like I'm like, ooh, which card can I use to get the most cash back on it? I don't know why. It's probably silly. And then the last way that I would say that storing my money and spending my money makes me money is the stock market. And that again is a whole nother video in itself. I did do a beginner video on stocks and Robinhood, which I will again link down below, but in general I didn't want to talk about it per se in this video because there's a lot more factors into the stock market than that. I consider it a long-term investment where I put money that I'm okay with losing, but that has made me a good amount of money this year. Not like anything crazy, but it does factor into that $1,500 that I have made. But outside of that, I've still made plenty of money on my savings accounts, plenty of money on my credit cards. And if you want any videos on more specific things like savings accounts or credit cards or the stock market or other ways that my money makes me money, because guys, I promise you that's not the only way. I'm obsessed with my money making me money and my spending making me money. So if you want any more videos, let me know. I will definitely do them. And again, if you want those referrals, if you want to sign up for a Discover card and get $50 statement credit, or if you wanted to sign up for a Chase card and get $200, I would love for you to get money, and I would also love for me to get some of that money for referring you. But either way, if you want to do something completely free, that would be hitting that like button down below, or the dislike if you really hated it that much, and going ahead and hitting that subscribe button, because I post a new video every single Wednesday, like I told you before. I'm being a little bit repetitive now, so I hope you have a great rest of your morning, evening, night, whatever it is for you, crazy fam. I'll see you soon.